actually even been able to look at the truck. 6 weeks just sitting in this spot. So let's walk up here and see if there's anything else wrong with it, and we'll talk more about this story. I'm not seeing any damage. There's those brand new tires that we got. We ended up going with those Firestone Transforce AT2s. Look at how thick that tread is. Hopefully that wasn't a mistake. But you know what? If we get this thing back, I'm sure we'll have those tires wore out by the end of the year. I don't really see any hail damage, thank God. So let's hope to God that stays that way. It is in one of the worst places to be for hail, and I was so concerned about it getting wiped out again after we just got it fixed. But see if it's got juice. So let's see if it'll start up. I was kind of concerned. I figured since it hasn't been started in weeks that the battery would be low, but everything looks good.
This is Houston. Say again, please.
Houston, we have a problem.
And yes, Houston, we still have a problem. I don't even know where to go with this video. I really don't. But as you can see, first part of that video, I still don't have a truck, do I? I don't. 6 weeks so far. 6 weeks. I've had so much... I don't even know the words right now, but I've had so many people reach out to us. That first video is probably going to be one of our best videos because it just keeps going and going. It's not boom right to 100,000 views, but it's getting every day it gets a couple thousand views, and it just keeps growing and going and going. But it's had the most comments that we've ever had on a video, and a lot of the comments, 99% of the comments are right on there. The people have watched the video, they know what the video is about, and they do a great job leaving their comments. But there's that 1% out there, you're going to get that no matter what, that never watch the whole video, watch a few minutes of it, or do not know our lifestyle, so they don't even know what's going on, basically. They just have to throw something out there, I guess. But I'm going to talk a little bit about that, then we're going to talk about the truck, and we're going to tell you what they're going to do now after 6 weeks. But I've had people out there that have been waiting for 4 months for their part. So let's just talk a little bit about the people that have sent out all the comments and all the people that have emailed. So many awesome people out there, and people that keep asking every day, is your truck done? I want to thank you guys. I mean, we really appreciate that. I'm going crazy. I've never sat around with no answers for so long and don't know what we're doing and don't know if I should get a different truck or what I should do. But General Motors has a problem out there, and for the guys that are big Chevy lovers, I'm a Chevy lover, I'm a GMC lover. We bought the GMC because it's the only thing they had when we were buying these vehicles. There was a shortage of them. There was 3 in the whole state, and this is what we ended up with the GMC. I've had more Chevys than I've had GMC. I've always loved the way the dashes and everything, they just fit my lifestyle. I was raised with family. A lot of us end up with a certain manufacturer because of our fathers and grandfathers and go through. Well, Chevy was our family vehicle, so I've owned a lot of Chevys. But I've owned Fords, I've owned Dodge, I've had them all. I prefer Chevy when it comes to that type of stuff. But they all have problems. It's about them not doing the right thing, and they have a problem and they're not addressing it, and people are not putting it out there. That's what it's about. The bottom line is, and when I get to the end of this video and tell you what they're going to do now, you'll understand where I'm coming with that. But I wanted to talk about these people that say, well, William, if you would service your own vehicles, you wouldn't have this problem. Well, first of all, if you watch our channel at all, it's an RV channel, it's an RV life. We live the RV life, and anybody that lives this life knows that most of the places that we park our RVs at will not allow us to work on our stuff, okay? Half of them don't even let us wash our stuff. So that's right there, takes that away. The other reason I bought a new truck is because it's under warranty, and I'm going to have them service it because I'm not going to pay for these, the whole drivetrain has got a 100,000 mile warranty. So as long as I service it when they want and do what I'm supposed to or have proof of it, they will stand behind that warranty. When you change your own oils and stuff, that is a problem, and I know that from my own experience. Bought a Dodge in 2001. The motor went out at, I don't remember what it was, but it was still under warranty, but the motor went out. But I never took it to them to have it serviced, even though I had it serviced all the time. Now, I didn't have time because I worked all the time, but I took it to Grease Monkey. If you don't know what Grease Monkey is, they're in Colorado. I think they're around a lot of states in the United States. They're all out there, but I went to Grease Monkey. The reason I went there is because I had a friend that worked there, and I knew a little bit about the company, and I knew that they would stand behind it if I had any problems. Plus, they gave me all the paperwork that showed that their oil was better than the oil that the Dodge dealership was putting in it, and their oil filter was better than the oil filter that Dodge was putting on my truck. So I already knew that stuff. So I took it to them regularly, and everything got serviced. One day the motor went out. I took it in there to get it worked on. Still under warranty. The guy's like, well, we don't have any service records. We checked. I said, I got everything done myself. Well, that doesn't work. We got to have, they're not going to cover this motor. And I mean, don't get me wrong. Everybody's going to argue about this part too. But the thing was, they were not going to do that motor. And I'm like, yeah, you are. Grease Monkey service it. Well, Grease Monkey, their stuff doesn't meet our standards. This is what the guy's telling me when he doesn't even know the standards. I said, what are the standards? Why don't you tell me those standards? Because I have them right here. Why don't you tell me what they are? He didn't even know. But this is the crap that you go through when you deal with warranty. Now, if you want to buy a new motor and pay out of pocket all the time, you can service your stuff in your own backyard if you want. I don't want to do that, and you shouldn't. They should be responsible for that. But at the end of the day, they were not going to fix my motor. I called Grease Monkey, told Grease Monkey what was going on. I was living in northern Colorado at that time. The big guy was down in the Denver area. I told him where my truck was up in northern Colorado. He says, give me that information, I'll take care of it. You know that guy, one of the head guys from Grease Monkey, jumped in his vehicle, drove up to the service place where the Dodge dealership where my truck was getting worked on, went in there, sat down with them, and like, as soon as he was done, I get a call from them, William, no worry, we're going to replace your motor. No cost to you at all. Now, that's why I went to Grease Monkeys, because and I still use them for a lot of my vehicles now. They're just not in a lot of the states that we go to, but that's how good that company took care of me. And if I wouldn't have had all that information, they were not going to warranty that motor. So when you say that I should just service it myself, I didn't service myself. I took it to a legitimate Chevy dealer. It wasn't the GMC dealer, because where I'm at, they had the Chevy dealer, and those guys could always get me in, so that's why I went there. So that's why it got done. Now, when you say, I even had a guy message us the other day that, you should be changing your own transmission fluid. His wife can do it. His 7-year-old kid can do it. Probably can do it, okay? I had a shop for years. I don't even remember how many transmissions I've dropped the fluid and the pan and the filter. But back then I had a lift to lift the vehicle up. I had a thing that went underneath my transmission to catch all the fluid. No mess. When you have that type of lifestyle, you don't want to crawl under your vehicle in the dirt somewhere and working with 2-foot space on a $100,000 truck and drop your fluid in your filter. Okay? I mean, that's just common sense to me. A lot of this stuff is common sense, but I'm starting to realize as you put this stuff out there, there's not that many people that have common sense. So, watch the whole video before you comment, and then if you comment, I'll come back with something if I can enlighten on it, or maybe I'll learn something from you. But don't tell me that your 7-year-old knows how to change the transmission fluid. I mean, he probably does if he has the right equipment and the tool. I was doing that stuff when I was young. My grandson helped me change the oil and he was only like 5 years old. So that's possible. But this lifestyle in our situation, anybody that watches this channel or lives this lifestyle knows that a lot of places we can't do that. We have to rely on other people. Okay? But this transmission was probably going to go out. It was 100 degrees, the weather I was driving. I just came off 30 days, 30,000 RV transport, trying to make money, running that truck nonstop. It was probably already hot. The fluid, was in there for 70,000 miles because I didn't want to change it because I was worried about this problem, because I was watching that, talking to the people. The dealers were telling me not to do it since I didn't have this problem already, where a lot of guys that didn't touch their things or did it at 30,000 was having that problem. So all that's going through my head. So I did hold off, maybe hold it off, made it worse. Maybe if I'd have changed it at 30,000 right away, we wouldn't have this problem yet, or we would have had it sooner. But that's not what the video is about. The video is about General Motors knows there's a problem since 2000. Now I get all these guys, well, my truck's got 15,000, my truck's got 70,000. Yeah, we're all going to have some luck there. But another thing too is what you don't realize is those guys might be just using their truck 3 or 4 times a year hauling weight. heavyweight. You know what I mean? Not running a truck that's 1 year old, 75,000 miles nonstop, hauling stuff like I did. So I think we did great for a problem that's already out there. Wouldn't you agree? Okay? Not everybody's going to have that problem, but the problem is GM knows this is a problem. And the reason I know it's a problem is because I've had hundreds of people out there. You know who you are. All contact us and tell us the same problem. Now, listening to their stories, talking to them, finding out when it happened to them, I have learned one thing, that heat is probably the biggest problem with this. Because most of these people were either hauling up big inclines with heavy weight, working that transmission to its fullest, and it was getting hot, okay? Or they were like us, running this vehicle and working it in temperatures over 100 degrees. Okay, so everybody out there that's had this problem, most of them have not had this problem if they're using it in cool weather. Like a guy that messaged us from Alaska, he's got a truck, he's not having any problem. Well, Alaska's not very hot, so I would think even he might not ever have that problem. But I think if you're in extreme temperatures and you're using one of these GM products from 2020 to 2024, you're going to have that problem. Okay, it will probably happen to you. And you know what? I can tell you right now, the valve body they've been putting in this vehicle, it doesn't even exist right now. They don't have anywhere. There's so many people waiting for that part. But the other problem is the 2025s are going to be coming out rather soon. Are they putting the same transmission in the 2025s? Or is the reason they don't have the part is they finally have came up with a redesign? Nobody else has any of these answers. Okay, so I'm hoping maybe they've redesigned the part and the new part's coming out is why they don't have it, and maybe the 2025s will get that new part, or maybe if this keeps happening to us, we'll get the new part. Because what I've learned is a lot of people have had it happen 2 or 3 times to them, and they don't even have the amount of miles on their vehicle that we have right now for our first time. So this is a big deal, and I know people that don't. They're all, no, it's not. You know, all the manufacturers, they all have problems. The problem it is when you have a problem, then stop making the same problem and keep it going. You've had the problem since 2020. It's 2024. It's still happening on the 2024s, and I do know that it's happening on the 2024 gas engines with the 10-speed Allison transmission. So people ask me that. I've had people reach out to me on that. So if you have that 10-speed in your gas engine, you could still have that problem. Doesn't mean you're going to, but we shouldn't have to put up with this. We spent $100,000 on this truck, and we put our faith in this company, and this company is letting us down. I mean, never knew this when I bought this truck. I knew it would break down, but I just thought it was normal that they'd have the parts. Well, William, you know, there's 3 guys ahead of you. I can't work on it till next Tuesday of next Tuesday, but the part's in the warehouse and we'll get it fixed. Okay, I've been down for 2 weeks. That's part of life. But when you have no part, 6 weeks later, you still have no part, no answers. You talk to General Motors, you file your complaint, you do that. They contact you. They can't even get your email address right. And when they do contact you, you've already learned more from the dealer than you've learned from them. So the only reason you're going to contact General Motors is maybe to get a reimbursement on your rental car. They might do it, they might not. It's up to the dealer. You got to pick a dealer that will give you a vehicle. Now, what people don't understand is the dealer that I went to was the only person that could get it in for the service. The other dealers around me couldn't even get it in for 2 more weeks. It needed to be serviced right now. I couldn't wait 2 weeks, so I took it to them. The problem happened. They already have so many vehicles out being worked on, they didn't have any more cars to give us the loaner. Otherwise, they would have gave us a loaner. Okay? So I was limited to what I could do. The original dealer that I bought this from, I bought an extended warranty from them, and they told me when you buy an extended warranty, we all know it's a joke. Never buy an extended warranty. I never have. But when we bought this truck, we started this lifestyle. Robin she wanted that extended warranty, and I did not want to argue with my wife, and I gave in and we got it. Okay? I'm glad we have it because the truck broke down. The problem with it is, it's still under warranty from the manufacturer, so I'm dealing with that. But the dealer that I bought it from said, when you buy that warranty, we put you in front of everybody, you know, basically because you spent $4,000 more than the other guy, so we'll squeeze you in. But they don't squeeze you in for oil changes. They don't have no time for that. So after this happened, I reached out to them saying, hey, my truck's here because you couldn't get it serviced. This is the problem I'm having. And he's like, well, William, you know, I'm going to tell you right now that, yes, you got a warranty. You are one of our premier customers, and we'll help you out. But I got 8 guys right now waiting for the same part with no time of arrival. So you're probably going to be better off where you're at. So this is the type of stuff I've been dealing with. And it's just ongoing for 6 weeks. So if you watch the first part of this video, I threw that truck climbing up the mountain because I want a truck like that can just climb buildings and stuff. I'm just trying to be funny, guys. And Houston, we got a problem because Houston, we still have a big problem. 6 weeks, we still don't have a truck fixed. And now I'm going to tell you, we got a call saying that this is what we're going to do on your truck, William. And we jumped in the vehicle and we drove to Colorado because they thought they might have a part here to fix our vehicle on Friday. Today is Saturday, still no part. Now we're hoping for Monday or Tuesday. But this is what General Motors decided to do. There's no valve bodies anywhere. They're not going to be anywhere. They have no time of arrival. Where they're getting built at or whatever, I don't even think they're having them built there right now. Maybe they're trying to find somebody that can build them right. Or maybe they're redesigning. They won't tell you any of this stuff. But they're going to put a whole new transmission in our truck, believe it or not. Yes, we get a new transmission. Okay? Took 6 weeks to decide this. The guy said he went through all the hoops and everything, and he finally got ours approved for a new transmission. Most people, what happens is they get 1 or 2 valve bodies, and then the third one, they give them a transmission. But we get a transmission because there's no parts out there. And 2 other guys right now got approved, so they've got 3 transmissions coming to this dealer that are shipped from Indiana or wherever they ship them from on a truck somewhere. They know they've been shipped. You know, they don't have a tracking number because I'm assuming they have a shipper that just picks the stuff up and the guy delivers it when like we do with RVs, you know. So we have a transmission en route. Okay, I'm all happy about that. I asked him how long is it going to take to put in. He says if the transmission shows up on Monday, the guy will start on it. It'll get done Tuesday. If it shows up on Tuesday, we'll get it done on Wednesday. I said, so you're telling me by Wednesday I'm going to have a truck? This is what they're telling me. He said the transmission's been shipped. Should have been here on Friday. You know how shipping works. I know. He says, so we'll give it Monday or Tuesday. So hopefully we're going to have a new transmission in our truck and be back on the road next Wednesday. Okay? But what I don't understand about any of this is, why is General Motors giving us transmissions? And I asked him, so these are the transmissions just like the transmission I have, right? Oh, yeah, I think so. They're taking them right off the assembly line. So were these transmissions left over from the 2024 assembly line run, or are these the transmissions they were going to put in the 2025s, but maybe because of the economy and how things have slowed down, they're not producing the 2025s yet, so they're going to give us that transmission. Another question, right? Okay, so even if we get this transmission, now are they going to start putting the same transmissions in the 2025s, or are we just going to get this transmission and the 2025s are getting this problem fixed? These are the things we need to ask. These are the things we need to know. If you're going to buy a truck, you want to know, right? You don't want to go buy this same truck and have the same issues that I'm having. These are the questions I'm asking. Nobody asks, okay? So then I ask him another question. Okay, so you're putting the same transmission in my vehicle that everybody out there is having a problem with, that I'm probably going to have a problem with again. Should I change the... These are the questions I have for you guys. Should I do the service again at 30,000 miles right away? When I get 30,000 miles in this new transmission, should I drop that fluid, put a new filter in there? Should I do that? Should I not touch it again and go the distance? What do you think? What would you do? These are the other questions I have. Then I have this question for them. Okay, so I know this is going to be probably a bad transmission. What kind of warranty do I get on this brand new transmission? Because if it's a brand new transmission, I should get the 100,000 mile drivetrain warranty for that transmission. Wouldn't you think? They all look at me in that place like this question's never been asked. Like, well, we don't know. We've never done this before. I said, well, I know other shops have done this before because I've heard it from my viewers. But he says, we've never put a new transmission in. We've put the valve bodies or we've rebuilt the transmission. He said, if we rebuild your transmission, you get 1 year warranty on it. Okay? I said, all right. I said, well, I got 25,000 miles left under my factory warranty. I'm going to put that on in a couple months. That's just the reality if I get this truck going, because I haven't worked in so long that I need to get back out there, make some money, and plus I'm going crazy sitting around. So I'm going to wipe that warranty out right away. What warranty do I get on this transmission that I know is already bad? These are the questions that I have for people. You know, everybody, I guarantee you that when it goes out this time, when it's under warranty, I'm probably going to have to go and get the transmission built by people that know what they're doing, that build it for towing and all that stuff. But that's like $12,000. Really didn't expect to spend $12,000. Plus, I did some research. If my research is correct, because it's hard to find out a lot of this stuff, but the valve body that they would put in my transmission to fix it is less than $1,200, $1,100 and some bucks, less than $1,200. Now, according to Google and everything out there, the transmission they're going to put in my truck right now is $10,600. So, how can a company afford to put $10,000 transmissions in these trucks that need a $1,200 part? And if they keep doing this, is the company still going to be around? Or can they afford to be around? And if they are doing that, why in the world would they keep putting this transmission in the brand new trucks that they're going to sell in 2025? Great questions, right? But this is me throwing it out there so you know what's going on. We still don't have a truck. It's been 6 weeks. Next week will be 7 weeks. Hopefully we'll have a truck with a brand new transmission. We'll do some follow-up videos on that. We'll answer other questions that people send us. I love all the review people that leave a response and emails and comments and help push this video, because you need to push this video, because if you look on YouTube, there's not enough people talking about this. I find 2 or 3 other videos from a couple years ago, but I've got hundreds of people emailing this little YouTube channel telling us that they've had the same problems. Some guys have had brother, dad, other brother, all one family with Chevy trucks with the same problem, and one of the family members has had 2 valve bodies and a transmission put in it, and they do construction work, so they have light trailers. They're not even hauling, and I'm not even hauling that much. The first 20,000 miles of our truck hauled the 5th wheel Riverstone that weighs 20,000 pounds. The rest of those miles have been me and Robin driving around or hauling these light little travel trailers between 5,500 and 7,500 pounds. Okay, mostly flat land, all highway miles. Our truck has all highway miles. We don't drive it around town. So, I mean, we got super lucky that way. But keep leaving the comments. I'll keep following through with this video. We'll keep this video going once we get the truck back, and we'll keep doing deliveries, and we'll watch everything and watch our temperatures and see what happens, and then we got to decide if we're gonna get that transmission, dropped and serviced at the next 30,000 miles or what. Plus, I'm curious of what General Motors is going to do. But if you guys give this video a thumbs up and you subscribe to the channel, you'll get updates on that, and you get all the other videos that we have about our channel out there, showing the lifestyle we have and how we got to this point. But I'm curious what General Motors is going to do. I mean, are they even going to give me a couple $100 for my $2,000 worth of car rentals I got, and all $30,000 worth of wages lost, not being able to do the life that I want to do? I mean, we all know that, when you're going to do this life, you're going to have problems. I could be like the other people out there that have their 5th wheel, with frame damage and all that. I got the truck problem. So if you're going to get into this lifestyle, if you're not the guy with the 5th wheel problem, you're probably the guy with the truck problem. They tell you to buy enough truck, and we bought more than enough truck than what we needed, and we still have the issues. So many people out there don't even buy a big enough truck for what they're hauling. So we've done everything right. I mean, 90% of this time, this truck has drove at 62 mile an hour. When it's empty, and me and Robin, we're running 75 back. But most of the time, it's being hauled down the road, 62 mile an hour, not trying to beat everybody up the mountains or anything like that. I don't have anything to prove to anybody. I'm usually the guy, getting passed by everybody. So you can't blame it on any of that. I did wait on the service, but I did what I was told by the dealer. The dealer told me they couldn't do it when I wanted to get it done. Then they said the 50. But you know what? The funny part about all this is the app on my phone never told me the transmission needed to even be serviced till it hit 70,000 miles. That's when they were calling me. The app was telling me at 70. It never gave me any time between the time we bought it to 70,000 telling me to take it in for the transmission change. Even though your book says, the dealer says 30, your book says between 30 and 45. The app on my phone that is literally watching that truck all the time, getting data, push to it, push back to it, is watching it all the time, never even told me I needed to do anything until it hit 70,000 miles. Me and Rob were on that trip at 70,000 miles. And that's why when I took it back, it had 75 when I got it serviced. And I wanted to get it done when we were in there at 50,000, and they said it didn't need to be done, or they didn't have time. I could be wrong, because I've been to so many different dealers to get things done all the time. But this is what's going on. This is the real story. So no matter what you think about Chevy, Ford, Dodge, you know, this is what's going on. This is a problem that's ongoing, and they don't have an easy fix. And if you buy this truck, you might be one of the guys that doesn't have a problem. But if you're a guy that's going to buy this truck and work it as hard as we did, I don't even think we worked it that hard, but if you did, somewhere you're going to have to, you know, have some downtime or buy an extra truck to, you know, so you can keep working. That's the reality of RV transport that everybody talks about, that no matter if they have the loads, then they don't have the loads, or they have the work and your truck is broke down, and then you're thinking, well, I'll just get it fixed. Well, now you got to think about, even if the truck's broke down, you can't get it fixed because they don't have the parts. And then they blame it on COVID. That was 4 years ago. We're past COVID. I understand that people don't want to work anymore. That's probably the biggest problem. People don't want to work anymore, and they can't get anybody to do these jobs. And they source it out to people that are just not doing good quality work to save a buck. And that's where we're at right now. So that's why we have this issue. So I've complained enough, but for everybody that wonders what's going on, yes, I'm still sitting with no truck. Hopefully next week I'll have a truck with a new transmission. Doesn't make any sense to me, but that's where we're at. So just remember, if you like the video, give us a thumbs up. If you like what me and Robin are doing on the channel, subscribe to the channel. And, oh,